Right. How many days the water took was 40 days.
Right.
Okay, no, thank you. So, Pastor said it would have taken 40 days to get from Egypt to Canaan. Okay? They went by way of, did not go by the way of the Philistines. However, something happened. And we're going to get into that in some other lessons. But anyway, moving. Where was I? Just lost the spot. Let me get it again. Click. Children of Israel in Egypt. Y'all help me because I'm trying to fast forward, but I'm not moving fast enough. The children of Israel in Egypt get out. Pharaoh. Here we go. Okay, so they have to get out of Egypt quick. And as I had just stated, some kind of organization went into that. Thus, Moses being raised in the Egyptian culture, which had a great educational system. Moses was a prince of Egypt. Moses knew how to organize. God can take your natural or physical characteristics, not characteristics, your natural or physical vocation and use it for his glory.
Absolutely.
He can take your natural education and use it for his glory. And sometimes God will put you in a position that naturally is going to help the kingdom spiritually. Moses was trained in the Egyptian culture. Moses was a smart man. Moses was a prince. Okay? Moses was educated. You needed somebody like that to organize over 1 million people to get out in one night.
Be in a position. Hallelujah.
You needed that. So, we don't despise that they are small things, but we also don't despise people that's educated either. We don't despise that either. We don't despise any man because God can use anybody, whoever he wants, whoever he wills to do his will. He can do it.
He can do it.
God can raise somebody up to the level in this house. God can raise somebody up to the level of, let's say, superintendent in a public school system. And we wonder, well, why they don't do this and why they don't do that and why they're not here and why they're not there, whatever. But then the day comes when Christians in Savannah may have to get a Bible school, and we need somebody who knows how to run it.
Be in a position. Absolutely.
We need somebody trained. Now, if we are not in a position to do it, how are we going to make it? How are we going to make it the best? Because we don't know how it operates. And we can say, well, anybody can do so and so. God just anointed you to do it. Hello, with anointing, there's also. You can't go to the state and say, I want to start a school because I'm anointed to do it. So what's your credentials? But if you got somebody that got it, if and when the time comes where public education fails, and in order for our kids to get a good education, we may need to have our own schools that can operate on the same playing field as the best schools in this country. We need somebody in position to run it.
Thank you, Lord.
Make sense? Yes, ma'am.
And this is another testimony that I got a family member that's kind of sticky. And so I took him someplace that somebody was going to let them stay at their place. And it was real cold and windy, and it was just horrible out there. And he was just knocking on the door, and he wasn't answering the door. So I called him back over. I said, come on, I don't have your own personal room, but you can stay in the corner of my house with some heat and blanket. And God put me in a position.
Thank you.
Even though I knew what he was made of. So I said, God, until you can find some kind of financial situation, I have to go to work. And I can't keep my eye on my house.
Right.
And God said, I'll be your unseen eye.
All right now.
I'm going to watch over your house while you're in that house.
Yes, it will.
Hallelujah.
Yes, it will.
But apparently he kind of, throughout the journey, might have lifted something out of there, but now he's incarcerated. God said he's my unseen eye.
Yeah.
I went to work without worrying what he was going to take out of my house. But God put me in a position. Because a lot of people would say, oh no, I already know he will. I'm not putting him in my house.
Right.
But he was in a position, he was cold, homeless, nowhere to go. But God sometimes have to take that little thing to say, okay, you don't have this kind of space. Put him right there in the corner of your house with some heat. So God got the glory out of the whole thing.
Thank you. And you know what else, Sister Hatchet? And I'm going to tell you, that is awesome. And it's awesome on another level, too. God used you to show him the love of God.
Hallelujah.
Okay? Hey, you might have suffered loss on one end, but look at what you showed him that was eternal.
Oh, God.
He can't say, I never witnessed the love of God before. Hello, look at what happened there. Okay? Hey, God has got a way. God's got a way. He's got a way. He's got a way.
Thank you, Lord.
God's got a method. So God takes it. Ooh, that was a blessing. That was a blessing. And you know what? Sometimes to show the love of God to people, it's going to look like you come up on a losing end sometimes too. Ooh, yeah. It's going to look like you come up on a losing end. And you're not going to see it till later on. Okay. No, something just hit me this time. Okay, so anyway, God has Moses, who is fully, we can say, qualified to get the job done. Okay? He put Moses in this position, who organizes over 1 million people overnight. That was a miracle in itself. He tells these people, you do this, you do this, you do that. And then there was others who were not of the Hebrew race who was like, okay, I'm getting in on this. Think about this now. You see hail fall from heaven as burn as fire. You see there's darkness for 3 days, but in Goshen there's light. And we all got the same sun, but there's light in Goshen and there's darkness every place else. You see an army of locusts. You see an army of flies. You see an army of frogs. You see all of these plagues. Don't you think somebody's going to get the memo and say, hey, there's a God working with these people, so I want to get in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there were people who did believe that came out with Israel. So this mixed multitude of over 1 million people comes out of Egypt. Okay? And then God tells them, you're going to move fast now. And they did. They did.
Thank you.
Because that's like I said, that's a big feat right there. They're organized, they're moving out. Now, Pharaoh starts to wonder, think about this thing. All right, my child dead, so I have no heir. My country's destroyed. The economy is destroyed. I must have been a fool to let these people go. And he started thinking about this. I must have been, and people around him, you was a fool to let them go. What did you get out the deal? You didn't get anything out of it. But what was going on that was unseen was God was hardening Pharaoh's heart. God was hardening Pharaoh's heart. Why would God harden Pharaoh's heart? That's the question. Why would God harden somebody's heart against me? Why would God allow the enemy to come in like a flood? Why would God allow this? Why would God allow that? Why did he do it? I just don't get it. Why would God allow certain things to happen? Why? Why would God allow? You got to do it more than us. Because what we have to remember is everything that goes on in our life is not about us.
That's right. That's right. Hallelujah.
It's about somebody else.
Absolutely.
And it's about God getting maximum what?
As glory. Hallelujah.
It's about God getting glory.
Thank you.
It wasn't about people praising Israel in the long run. It was about Israel's God getting glory. Okay. So, moving on. Oh, I don't know where I am. So, verse number 4 in chapter number 14. I'll look right at it. Let's go back to verse number 1.
Sorry.
Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel that they turn and encamp before Pi-hahiroth, between Megdon and the sea over against Baal-zephon. Before it shall ye encamp by the sea. Now, God knew where he was leading Moses to take the children of Israel.
Yeah.
So now the question becomes, we're trying to get out of Egypt. Pharaoh is putting his forces together to pursue these people.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of God giving them a shortcut to the promised land, he lead them to the sea.
Mm. Hopeless.
What kind of sense does that make?
Mm.
And often we say, well, couldn't God have just done so and so? Why did God put the tree of the knowledge of good and evil in the garden, and he knew Adam and Eve was going to, and if he would have just chopped that tree down, we wouldn't have all this going on there.
Trust in God. Mm.
God is so smart. You put the tree right there, and you knew what they was going to do. So why are you even going to, why is it even an issue if you knew what they was going to do in the first place?
Mm.
Lord, you are God. You say you will bear them up on eagle's wing. Where are the eagles? We don't see no eagles, Lord. And then they would turn on Moses. Then now, it's Moses' fault now. It's Moses' fault. So, anyway, here we go. It says, God led them, told them to encamp by the sea. To encamp means you're going to set up camp and you're going to stay there for a minute. He takes them to the sea and he said, okay, now wait. The time is up, right? Okay. He takes them to, what time is it? 12:15. Oh, we got 15 minutes?
Yeah, we got about 10.
We got 10 minutes. Okay. So he takes them to the sea and he tells them to wait. What they waiting on? They waiting on Pharaoh and his army. Because God got something else in store.
Absolutely.
So they're waiting on Pharaoh. They don't know they're waiting on Pharaoh and his army. But God got something else in store, so they wait. And he said, for Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are entangled in the land, and the wilderness has shut them in. So now Pharaoh knows where they at. He knew the direction they went in. Pharaoh knew if you go this direction, all you're going to hit is water, the sea, in the mountains. He knew the terrain. So Pharaoh said, so they're entangled in the land, and the wilderness has shut them in. And I will, this is God, I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord.
Thank you, Lord. Total glory.
This is the reason why I'm doing this, so the Egyptians are going to know. This is the final curtain coming down. They're going to know that I am the Lord. I'm going down in their history. Generations to come is going to know about this. Now, see, there's some things God can do people right off. And say, you know, that was just a fluke. There's some things that God can do. People say, oh, well, it was going to happen anyway. Okay? They can say, okay, the locusts came. That was just a freak of nature. The flies, that was just a freak of nature. The balls, well, we wasn't sanitary enough, so we got sick and it just all hit us at one time. The water turning into blood, well, a whole bunch of stuff just started dying in the river, and that's why the water turned to blood, okay? Now, the hail hitting the ground, burning this fire, I don't know how you can explain that one off, but I'm pretty sure they probably came up with a good one to explain that one off. But now God is going to let something happen. You can't just explain this one away.
That's true.
We can say God delivered, and somebody go right back and say, but you know what? That don't mean it was God. It was going to happen anyway. People do that. It was going to happen anyway. No, it wasn't. That was the hand of God. Okay? So, he said, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and he shall follow after them, and I will be honored upon Pharaoh and upon all his household. This is going to happen before everybody. This is not going to be done in secret. This is going to be a public display. And that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord. I am going to do something so great, so powerful, so supernatural. There's no way they can explain it away other than to say, this was just God. That's in those impossible situations. And it was told the king of Egypt that the people fled, and that the heart of Pharaoh and of his servants was turned against the people. So, get back to Pharaoh. Hey, Pharaoh, these people locked in the desert. Okay, they got mountains here. They ain't got nowhere to go, Pharaoh. God has already hardened Pharaoh's heart, and now it says that Pharaoh's servants turned against, even Pharaoh's servants. Pharaoh, you got to get these. And they said, why did we let these people go? That's in verse number 5, chapter number 14. And they said, why have we done this? That we have let Israel go from serving us. We didn't get nothing out the deal. Pharaoh. And he made ready his chariot and took his people with him. And he took 600 chariots and all of the chariots of Egypt and the captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and he pursued after the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with a high hand. Okay? So he pursued them. They are gone. They are 1,000,000 strong. They're in the wilderness. And it looks as though they're locked and blocked in. But the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and chariots of Egypt and his horsemen and his army, and overtook them, encamping by the sea and Pi-hahiroth and before Baal-Zephon. Okay, so Pharaoh about to throw everything at them, as they say proverbially, but the kitchen sink. I'm taking everything. We get all the chariots. We get all of our generals. I'm taking them all, and we're going to get these people. Now, the question is, we're going to kill them? We're going to bring them back? I think Pharaoh wanted to kill them. Okay? But what's left of Egypt, we're putting all of it out there, and we're going to get these people. And then it says in verse number 8, but the Egyptians pursued after them all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh, and his horsemen, and his army, and overtook them encamping by the sea. In other words, they got right up on them. Overtook them. They have nowhere to go. You got mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, babies, infants, old people, young people, teenagers, animals, and they have nowhere to go. Over 1,000,000 strong. And then you got Moses, and then right in front of them, you got the Red Sea. But God is about to do something that will leave no doubt
Thank you, God.
in the Egyptians' mind.
Thank you,
that
Lord.
there is only one God.
Thank you, Jesus.
Now, in our lives, when things get where we cannot handle them, and we see no way out,
Hallelujah.
maybe it's because God is about to do something that will leave no doubt in our mind that he is in control.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Just for you.
God has a way of wiping every doubt from our minds that it is God. There is only one God.
Thank you,
there
Lord.
is none other. And there is nothing we can say or do to say, oh, well, it was because I did so and so. No, it wasn't. It was because God is who he is. Or it is because God is who he is. Well, I'm blessed because I went to this and I didn't know you did not.
Nobody
And
but God.
God can prove that. No matter how much education you have,
Thank you, Lord.
it's not going to stop cancer.
That's right. That's right.
Amen.
You can have a PhD and be sick as a dog.
That's right.
You can work in the medical field and be sick as a dog. Check this out. You can have the gift of healing and be sick as a dog.
Amen. I know it is.
So it's not because of anything we do. It's because God is God.
Amen.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Lesson next week is, and
Thank you, Lord.
next week lesson is crossing the Red Sea, and this is going to be real interesting. Because this is that lesson, and I say, we have a perception of what happened at the Red Sea that really didn't happen. And it's because we don't watch so many Ten Commandment movies.
Amen.
And so we think, well, when you got there, ooh, bam, bam, whoosh. There was something that went on, and it went on for a while. Just like, I'm telling another example, when Abraham was told to sacrifice Isaac, that was a 3-day ordeal.
Wow.
Because Abraham had to look for the place for 3 days. It was on the 3rd day he saw the place. So Abraham, and I said this many times before, had time to think about, did God really say this? How's Sarah going to react when I come back and this boy not with me? We waited all these years for this boy. How am I going to explain? He had time to think about it. How am I going to explain this? I told my servants, me and the kids is coming back down, but if we don't, how am I going to explain it? How can I tell my wife that I sacrificed my son as a burnt
God.
offering?
He's God.
The one that her heart is tied up into. How, he had 3 days to think about that. How am I going to tell her that? And see, often, like the Bible talks about how these were men of like passion. They had feelings like we have feelings. They felt what we feel, okay? They cried like we cried. They wondered like we wondered, okay? And they had anxieties like we have anxieties.
Absolutely.
They were no different from us. God imputed righteousness to Abraham. God said people had faith when if we look at the evidence, we was like,
Okay. Okay. Huh.
but God still said they had faith. Yes, ma'am.
It's just like before I had my brain surgery, I got off of work that Sunday and I sat back there in the back. And something said, I didn't know it was God then. Something said there's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm like, I was back there rebuking that devil.
You thought?
I was rebuking that devil. And the following Sunday, I had 3 grand mal seizures in front of my house. And I said, God, I knew that was you speaking.
Yeah.
God, that's the kind of way God can give.
Yeah.
I knew. I said, God, that was you speaking to me. I thought it was the enemy.
We got to learn how to discern God.
Absolutely.
When we hear things we don't want to hear, we automatically say it's the devil. No, it's not the
That's
devil.
right. That's right.
God be warning us.
Oh, that's right.
God warns us and we say, oh, that's the devil. Just rebuke
Thank
the
you,
devil.
Lord.
No, that wasn't the devil.
Huh?
That was God warning
That was
us.
God.
We have to learn, have some spiritual
Thank you,
discernment
Jesus.
to be able to discern when it's God and when it's not.
That's
God.
right. Mm-hmm.
We have to have spiritual
You have to
discernment
have it.
because God warns us of what's coming. He warns us. Oh, I don't want to hear no bad news. Hello. I mean, I'm like, what?
I got some good news.
The good news is God warning us.
Yes, he is.
So don't say what God tells you is bad news and say I don't want to hear it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, it's some
If
good
God,
news.
okay, hold on. If God says, like He told you, what did He tell you?
He told me there was something seriously wrong
Okay,
with me.
God told her there's something seriously wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that bad news? No. It's good news because He loves you so much He's warning you. We will look at it if we're not careful as, man, just rebuke the devil and keep on
Oh,
going.
absolutely.
When did God turn into the devil? It didn't happen. It's not going to happen. He's trying to warn you and tell you something's wrong.
Don't go that way.
Don't go that way. I remember Sister Tia in our church, I shouldn't have called her, that was in church I went to. She was pregnant. She was carrying twins, I think. And she was